Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Isman Arslan Arif. I am an assistant professor of learning design and technologies at the University of South Carolina. I am also the director for the South Carolina Center for Assistive Technology and Education Research. And our center is a collaborative and interdisciplinary center. I work with faculties from the School of Medicine and College of Engineering. And Dr. Dawson, he's also our co-director in the center, and he's from the School of Medicine. And we have another collaborator from the College of Engineering. And as a center, we provide services to the pre-service teachers, in-service teachers, support staff, rehabilitation counseling providers, students, and faculty at the University of South Carolina and around to South Carolina. And our center is mainly located in the main campus of the University of South Carolina. We are in the Wheat Street, in the second floor of the Child Development Center. And today we are going to have our first webinar. It's going to be about the AT toolbar, and we decided to provide the webinar series to the educators, students, and caregivers to introduce the available assistive technologies because due to the current situation, we believe that AT support is more important than before, that to meet the needs of the people with and without disabilities. We say with and without because some people might prefer for example, speech, or they need to enlarge the text to meet their needs. So today, Dr. Dawson is going to present, and I want to introduce him first. Dr. Dawson is a clinical associate professor in the School of Medicine, and he's also the co-director of South Carolina Center for Assistive Technology and Education Research. And now I leave the floor to Dr. Dawson. Dr. Dawson, it is your turn.
Thank you, Dr. Ari. All right, this we want to start with, and I'm going to jump us over right into a website, and you should see the College of Education. And we want to start with the AT toolbar. And the reason that we're starting with the AT toolbar is because this is one of those what I consider a multi-utility platform. It has a number of different features that anyone can load into your computer. It is set up for Windows. It's also set up for Android or Google, and it's free. So it meets that classification that it does multiple things and that it's free. What I'm going to do is we will go, and I'll just give kind of a demonstration of the different parts of the tools, what it does, kind of where it's located. And then after Dr. Ari will tell you how to contact us if you need any more information about this. We will be glad to help you with it. The first thing what you need to see is the AT toolbar. When you take a look right on the very top of my screen right here, you will see something right there, the AT toolbar. And the AT toolbar is the first thing, the logo. If you did not see the logo, okay, see how it right there disappears on there. Sometimes when you load it up, and this is currently being loaded off of Google, the Android, you click on this and it comes right up. And so it kind of sets on the very top. And you'll see different configurations of it. And I'm actually going to show you it as I do that. This one right here is basically a fix-it tool. This allows you to go and predict different types of accessibility issues. So if you see something in which basically a website you think is not very accessible or could be accessible, you can actually send this right there and they'll get some suggestions on accessibility. The next one is basically how to decrease and increase font. If you're using computer keyboards, you can do the same thing with Control+, Control-, but it's just easier sometimes. And so I'm just going to decrease font or increase font right there. And you can see the font increases. If I decrease it right there, and we can keep decreasing it again to the user's level, what is really comfortable for the user. You notice that the pictures increase also, as well as the text. along with looking at the different fonts, increasing the fonts are really helpful for persons with low vision. They're also very helpful for persons with learning disabilities. We find that persons with learning disabilities do better with the font slightly elevated. Another thing that helps with reading is sometimes changing the font itself, both the spacing of the font as well as the type of font you're using. So if we click right here, page font settings, then it's going to basically ask how we want these fonts. And we have a number of different, this page font settings will change as you may have other fonts available in your computer. Right at the moment, it says that it is the font that is currently on the website. So site specific means that whatever is on the website that's in the HTML code is what's showing. But if I wanted to change it, say I wanted to change it to fantasy, since that's really easy to see the difference, you will notice it made it darker. It kind of changed it right there. I can actually go right here and change it back just by going back to the web specific site. And it goes right back right there again. If I wanted to change it to Times Romans, I click on this one, change it again. Oh, must have already been Time Roman. Right, let me go here to cursive. And then we see the font changing. This is really good, again, because of that. One of the things I love about assistive technology is multimodality, that each student is very different on what works for them, what is kind of stands out, what helps for readability. And so this really opens it up for the individuality of it. One of the things also is line spacing. If you notice the spacing right here with some of the lines, especially when we did fantasy, it became pretty close. We can actually, it's at 100%. If I change this to 130% and apply it, you will see right there, it makes this much easier to read for some people. We can actually make it even larger if I wanted to. Which brings it there. And again, it allows for people how they could read right there. Sometimes it's a little more comfortable on there. Again, I can keep the spacing and I can change the font again. I'm going to change the font one more time. And you'll see that the spacing stayed the same, but the font changed. Okay, so let me go back here, specific font. And that is specific font and spacing. The next tool on the bar is basically spell checker. Spell checker is an interesting one because that spell checker is more for if you're typing things in search keys, if you are doing a any type of something in which you're going to type. It's not for Microsoft Word, but any like form or any memo or anything that you are doing online, you will basically it will check it. So if I click on this and I start spell checker, and I'm just going to do this right here, and I say, and I'm going to misspell this. And you notice I gave it basically this with two H's, and as it immediately caught it right there. All right, and it says, do you want to go allow to send data again? Because of that, one of the things that the more that you allow it, the more that this is able to check, and the more basically the AI system helps you in future for it. So the spell checker is really good. It's really good for like if I was going to do something, okay, memo, all right. You notice how it says memo? And if you notice when I was first doing it, it actually went there, and I'm going to ignore that right there. I'll do it again, show you another one. Okay. And I'm going to go back to it, to spell checker. And you see right there when I did MEM that it kind of brings the headache. So it also has some prediction right there capability. And we'll show the word prediction all there. It is not perfect by far, but if you're working with a student who is basically needs some help with spell checking right there, it's not a bad one to have. The next one after spell checker on the toolbar is dictionary. And what dictionary allows is basically for a student to look up words on a web page. If they did not know what the word profound was, they could highlight it, go to the dictionary, and the dictionary then would basically give them the definition. Now, the dictionary right there on that, it's not a Webster dictionary there, but it will go and pretty much clarification on that. Some of the ones right there I really like where they're talking about. One of the things I did earlier was when I did basic university. All right. And if you'll notice right there, again, we talked again about persons right there in the body, where it comes from, and gives a little history. You will see at the very beginning where it talks about these Hall JPEG. That is where it's good looking it up. And sometimes we do see that carryover. Doesn't really take away from the dictionary itself unless you're having it speak aloud, which is the next part. For different students right there, we may have students who do better at listening. And I have a number of students that find out that they will read something and then they get lost, or they will read something and it just is not sinking in. And so text to speech is another tool that's on here. And text to speech right here, you just highlight it. And I'm going to, go right here and I'm gonna hit text to speech. And Dr. Ari, let me know if you do not hear this because I don't think I pressed the right button, but we'll see in just a second.
We can't hear it.
All right, so you didn't hear it, right?
No, I didn't hear it.
All right, one of the great things, tips about team meetings on there, and just for there, when you go and you do this and you're doing a share screen, you need to also share audio, and I did not. Give me 1 second, I'm going to redo that.
Sure.
There we go. All right, now we should be able to, you should be able to hear it. Highlight it. Text to speech. And if you notice, by the way, I have several different speech selections. I have a American English. I have a female right there, different ones, but you also see I have British. Again, depending on the sound system you have, depending on the voices that you have, the speech systems, you can have more than one. I prefer British just because of the way it flows, the way it sounds for me. Every person is different, and that's one thing I recommend is having more speech. So let's see if you can hear this one.
The University of South Carolina College of Education is dedicated to preparing diverse educators while advocating for all education professionals and working to retain teachers.
All right. So again, you heard it right there, a very nice fluid one. If I want to actually do a different one right there, say just to give you a comparison with a British male right there.
The University of South Carolina College of Education is dedicated to preparing diverse educators while advocating for all education professionals and working to retain teachers.
Right, right there. So let me get it right here. Okay, chance right there. Change it to editor. I'll do one more. And this is the American version.
Educators inspire. Chances are an educator made.
One of the interesting ways that they do text-to-speech is with American English or United States English. They tend to the words are very structured and how they say it. There's clear stops. Where when they're doing British, it's a more flow, and that's kind of one of the reasons it's a little easier to the ear sometimes. Word prediction is very much like what we just did with the spell check, in which you can actually type words right there. And if I click on this right here, and I did word prediction, all right, you see that it starts narrowing this. Okay. And this one is actually doing, whoops, it's doing the spell check still. Let me ignore that. Back to word prediction right there. And the word prediction, again, as you type things, it should be sending you things. So and that one is not showing up, of course. Let's see. It's coming up with the spelling on that one. And I will tell you why. I cannot tell you why it was not coming up. I did try this with other ones, especially with forms. And what it does is it gives you a drop-down menu usually, and it gives you the different choices of it. Let's go to changing style. Changing style is another way of really making things individualized for persons right there. Changing style, we can do a number of things like the toolbar itself. If you take a look at the toolbar right there, I can set the color to gray. It says right now, I can set it to white right there, set it to black, white, gray. I can set it to random. Do it again. You notice right there, the random right there, so it can really change it to whatever a person wants. Again, if I want to change styles, I also can change the text colors. Not everyone likes black and white. In fact, black and white is one that does not help persons on retaining knowledge. Sometimes they become used to it. So sometimes it's good for people to change that in a different way. So one of the things that persons right there, they may do green text with orange highlight. Don't ask me why right there. Everyone likes things a little differently. I could change this to red text. And again, if I want to go back to what it was, I just go back to the original. And it should apply right back to where it was. Whoops. All right, maybe not. There we go. All right. The last one right there is changing the page style. And page style is, if you don't want to do individual words, this just allows you basically, again, to change things from on the fly right there. Oops. And we know it's yellow and black. Let's try go to something a little different right here. Give me a second. All right, let me go right here. Dr. Ari, we're lost our toolbar for just a second. And I lost the university. All right, there's our university. There's our wonderful toolbar. All right, and I'm going to go right here to change style again. And let me change it right there to white on black. And you will see right there that it changes again, the text right there. Change it to black on yellow. It makes it much easier to read. All right, and then back to where it was. The last one is the color overlays. And the color overlays are, again, there's been some research on filters, and do use of filters help with individuals to read longer with greater duration. By the way, I'm going to switch back to the original right there. And the one of these things you see right here, the little arrow key, the X means exit, the little arrow key means reset web page. So that was one right there that allows me to reset everything. So color filters basically are overlays. And what it allows is just to put a little bit of tint to the whole screen. You don't have a lot of choices as you do with others, but it's enough that for some individuals right there, it gives that different from the use of basically black and white. And this is quite honestly the toolbar. It's very simple. It's easy to use. You actually can find it by going into Google or going in and just do a search right there. If I just hit toolbar, and you will see basically right there, it talks about Google toolbar. Oops. I'm sorry, AT toolbar. Meant to, that's what it did. AT toolbar, and AT toolbar is basically comes up with a website. The website offers instructions basically for each of these right here. So it lets you know what each of these basically icons mean. So you can print these out. You can give them to another individual. The one that is currently, let's see if they have, not showing up is the readability anymore. And the readability, the decluttered one, was removed. And I do not know if that's going to come back or not. Downloading it, you can download it right here for Chrome. For any browser, it talks about Windows. For if you're a developer right there, how to put it into a website. So if you're making instructional pages for your students, how to put AT toolbar in from the beginning when you're developing a website so it automatically comes up. And the location is pretty simple. It's just atbar.org. And that, quite honestly, is what I have to offer on AT toolbar. Dr. R, do you have anything you want to add? Any comments?
No, thank you so much, Dr. Dawson. I just want to tell everybody that I think this is an excellent tool as the startup, since it is free, it is open source, and you can, provide this to your students and just let them explore, and it is easy to use. And I think, it has different ways to use by the students to make their online courses or, their Word files accessible. And these are all my the additions, but our webinars will we will have more webinars in the following the weeks, and we have the list of the webinars, but we will be happy to get your suggestions based on your needs. If we appreciate it if you send us an email to let us know the topic content of our webinars. Because in our list we have the text-to-speech, and mostly in our webinars we will focus on the free and cheap assistive technology tools that you can help to your students, to your to yourself, or it will be open to all the faculty, teachers, students and the caregivers. And if for your suggestions, please send me an email at arslani@mailbox.sc.edu, or you can email to Dr. Dawson. Could you please tell your email address, Dr. Dawson? We can't hear you.
Yeah, let me go here and see if I can put it in the conversation. Okay. And
okay, I will put over here.
I just sent it into the conversation for anyone who needs it.
Okay. This is also my email address. We will be happy to hear your suggestions. Would you like to add anything else, Dr. Dawson?
No, the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm also typing the link for the AT toolbar.
Okay, perfect.
So there we go, right there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your great presentation, Dr. Dawson. And I hope we will see you in our next webinar. I will send the announcement to everybody when we decided the time for our next webinar.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.